Alright, so we're going to work on a video lesson here. And the section we're going to work on from our text is 8.1. We start this new section. Good news is that we're done working with triangles a little bit. We'll still work on them, but today the section we're working on is called Angle Sum Theorems. There are two of them that we're going to work on. The first one is called the Interior Angle Sum Theorem. And remember, interior is another word for inside. So this is a theorem that relates to the angles on the inside of the shape. So the theorem says that the sum of the measures of the interior angles, so remember interior, inside angles of any convex polygon. Remember convex? Convex was a term we used way back in first semester. Remember, this doesn't jut in at all. Alright, so it's a normal looking polygon. It's not something funky that has a whole bunch of holes cut out of it or anything. Alright, there's a formula to define this. It's 180 times n minus 2, where n represents the number of sides or the number of angles, however you want to think of it. Okay, so it's just a formula. You're going to plug in a number for n, and that will give you the sum, the total of all the interior angles. So let's look at two examples here, maybe three examples here. The first one, pretty straightforward. Tell me what is the sum of all of the interior angles of an octagon. And anytime you want to pause this and work on it on your own, you can, or go back and hear it again. Alright, so here's my solution. Octagon is an 8-sided polygon. So I'm going to plug 8 in for n. So order of operations, do my parentheses, 8 minus 2 is 6. And 6 times 180 is going to give me, if I calculate this here, 1080 degrees. So that's the sum, that's the total of all of the interior angles of any convex octagon. Okay? A different question I might ask you might be, I might give you the total. I'll say, hey, a polygon's interior angles, all of them together add up. So let's say 4,320 degrees. All right? So I'm giving you the sum this time. And so what am I going to ask for? Right, I'm going to say, hey, how many sides does this figure have? So again, if you want to pause it and try to figure it out, you can. Or if you're not sure, just let it keep playing and I'll help you with the solution. So 180 times n minus 2, remember that's our formula. And now I'm giving you the total, so I'm going to plug that in over here. That equals 4,320. Alright, so our unknown is n, the number of sides. That's what we're looking for. Alright, so algebraically, how are you going to go about solving this? Okay, a couple different ways you could do. I'm going to distribute. I'm going to say 180 times n, and then 180 times a negative 2, and that equals 4,320. Add my 360 to the other side to get 4,680. I'm sorry. That's incorrect. I should have added that 360, so that's not right on the board right now. So that should be 4,680, and then when I divide that by 180, I'm going to get a different answer than 22. That's not right. Okay, so just make sure you keep track of that. That's not the correct answer. So whatever 4,680 divided by 180 is. And then last question. This is a likely question you'll have is, what is the measure of an interior angle in a regular? Remember what regular is? A regular nonagon. So regular. If you recall again from earlier this year, regular means that all of the angles and all of the sides are congruent to each other. Alright? So I'm going to take my nonagon. Nonagon has 9 sides. Alright, and I'm going to start the same way that I've been doing the other problems. I'm going to do 180 times 9 minus 2. Alright, and so distribute that out and get your 180 times, or you don't have to distribute, just 180 times 7. And when you do 180 times 7, you're going to get 1,260. Now remember, that would be the sum, right? That's the total of all of the degrees. And now I'm going to divide that by 9, since all 9 of them are equal to each other. Remember, if all the angles are equal, I can divide by 9 to figure out that each individual angle in any regular nonagon is going to be 140 degrees. Okay? So this is the first of the two theorems, all right? And hopefully you'll find that's the more difficult of the two, and I don't really think that is that difficult. Here's the easier one. It's called the Exterior Angle Sum Theorem. Exterior Angle Sum Theorem. And what that says is the sum of the measures of all of the exterior angles. So remember, exterior is another word for outside angles. So the sum of the measures of the exterior angles of any convex polygon will always equal 360 degrees. That's it. Just 360. No formula for that. Okay, so what are we talking about here? All right, if I have here I have a hexagon. Okay, where's the exterior angle at? Okay, if I extend one side, all right, the exterior angle is the angle on the outside. All right, the best way to think about it is it forms a linear pair with the interior angle. If you put the two of them together, it's going to form a straight line. All right, so that's what we're talking about. That's an exterior angle. Now, question I want you to think about, and maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow in class. Why does this total? Why does the 360 never change? Why doesn't it get bigger? Why doesn't the total get bigger if I add more and more angles to it? If I have a 49 gon, how come the 49 angles don't add up to a bigger total than these 6 angles will? All right, maybe you can give me that answer. Maybe you already understand it. We'll find out. All right, so here's a couple example problems. First one. Here's a brain buster for you. What is the sum of all of the exterior angles of a dodecagon? Oh no, I picked a dodecagon. You don't remember what a dodecagon is. Are you kidding? I hope you're not sweating this right now. Why does it matter what a dodecagon is? For any convex polygon, the sum of the exterior angles is going to be, yes, 360 degrees. Okay? Don't hold your breath waiting for that question on tomorrow's quiz. Okay? Here's the question that you're more likely to see. Find the measure of one angle, one exterior angle. Okay, so we're just looking for one right now, not all of them. One exterior angle in a regular 30gon. Okay, so again, what's the sum? What's the sum of all those exterior angles? Right, it's 360. Okay, 360. I only want one of those angles. So I'm going to take that 360 and I'm going to divide it by the 30 that I have, since they're all equal to each other. And so 360 divided by 30 is going to tell me 12 degrees. So 12 degrees is one exterior angle in that regular 30gon. What I'd like you to do at this point, now that you've kind of been through this and seen a couple examples, I'd like you to get with a partner, someone who's maybe the same spot they are as you are through this, and I want you to practice some problems for me. Okay, so open your book, and I'd like you to turn to page 508, and there are some guided practice sections on 508 and 509. Alright, so I'd like you to do the 1 through 5. They're split up into 3 sections. So push pause now, work on those, and then restart the video after you have finished those 5 problems. Alright, here are your solutions. So again, push pause and check out these solutions. When you're happy, move on. Okay, so you've had a little practice. Here is the big question that you are likely to see on tomorrow's quiz, mid-chapter quiz, chapter 8 test. Find the measure of one interior and one exterior angle of some polygon. Alright, so in this case here, I'm going to choose a regular 18gon. A regular 18gon. So, how are you going to do this? How are you going to start? For me, I'm going to start with the exterior angle formula because I think it's way easier. So I'm going to take the 360 degrees that any polygon's exterior angles have, and I'm going to take that and divide it by the 18 equal exterior angles, and that gives me 20 degrees. Alright, so that's one exterior angle. Now, what do I do with the interior? I could use the interior formula, but if you remember that conversation we had just a few minutes ago, there's a relationship between the exterior angle and the interior angle. Alright? And that relationship is what? Right, they're a linear pair. So I should be able to find the interior angle out just by knowing that the exterior angle is 20 degrees. Right? I don't have to use that formula from earlier in this video. I can just do 180 minus 20 gives me 160 degrees. That is the interior angle. I believe this is the easiest way to do this problem, but there are other ways. You want to pick one that you're comfortable with, so make sure you do that. Okay, so that's the question you're likely to see on tomorrow's quiz for sure. Okay, homework assignment. All right, and this will give you practice over all of these different ideas that were on this video. Page 510, numbers 3 through 25. All right, we'll talk about this tomorrow in class. All right, and then you should expect a quiz over that when we're all done.